Hello, this is Cheryl with Sew Glue and Cheryl 2. If you're catching this, you're probably catching the replay, so hashtag replay. If you see the red live, it means you've caught me live. We're going to go ahead and while I just got myself live, I'm going to pull myself up on my laptop and try to sprinkle myself out real quick. And if you're coming in, say hi and let me know you're here. We are in an event today. And I'll tell you all about it in just a second. Let me get myself shared out to a couple places real fast. Okay. Sorry, unfortunately, the way Mr. Facebook does it, it takes a hot minute to get yourself out there because you can't do everything all at one time. You have to do it one at a time. So, okay, so we are there on that one. I'll get myself pulled up on my second device. We are in an event today with Creative Crafters Assemble. And so we are just waiting for a minute to be shared into the group, and then we'll be able to roll. And I'm going to pull myself up on my phone so I can actually see. Sometimes I can see the comments okay from my phone, but without squinting. So I'll pull them up here on my phone and we'll be able to hopefully, there we go. Hopefully I'll be able to see the comments. So welcome in. Come on in. This is Cheryl with Sew Glue and Cheryl 2. And, oh, thank you very much, Gia. I appreciate it. So we are in an event today called with a Creative Crafters Assemble. And the event theme is Busy Bees and Lucky, it's kind of a tongue twister, Lucky Ladybug. And so we have had quite a few presenters before me. We started out the day with Michelle, with Pretty Pieces by Michelle at 3 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. was Crafting Barefoot with Sharon. And at 5 p.m., just before me, was Gia with Gia Creations. Now is myself. And then right after me is Sarah with the Wobbly Nickel. And I want to thank Gia for hosting this event. It really does take a village. And sometimes when you're the village, it can be challenging. So welcome in. I was able to watch everybody. I just wasn't able to comment. And I tried to do as much sprinkling as I could when I could, if I could. A lot of times my job gets in the way of my crafting habit. So I love to have an opportunity to watch and listen, but unfortunately sometimes when I'm on customer meetings all day, that doesn't allow me to. I can kind of watch a little bit on one monitor while I'm talking to a customer on another. So but anyway, so I thought that this was really cute, and I was like racking my brain on what I should do. And I was kind of going through Pinterest, of course, where we all go to get inspired. So this is Pinterest inspired. And I have a bunch of bottle caps. This is a root beer bottle cap, and this is a Warritos. If anybody knows what Warritos is, it's a Mexican like soda. Hi, Michelle. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn a bottle cap into a bumblebee and a ladybug. So I'll tell you what I've done So you can see here I have some bottle caps taped down to my paper here because it's going to be easier to kind of hold on to them this way to paint, kind of like what you do with your little pieces and parts of your wood kits. I have, I was looking and trying to rack my brain. How would I make like antennas for like the ladybug? I was digging through my stamps and I found this stamp and I thought, wow, couldn't I use part of this? So this part up here as maybe like the antennae for the ladybug. So I did. And then I'm like, okay, bumblebees, bees have wings. What can I do for the antennae and the wings? Because the wings, I think I'm going to paint onto the ladybug, but the bumblebee, I think I'm going to, and I had a small heart punch. It is a 5/8 inch heart. And so I punched out some white hearts to, I think maybe use those as wings. And so we'll see how it goes. We're going to give it a shot. So I pulled out some paint and, I also have some googly eyes. So I don't have to paint the eyes, and I can kind of do these fairly quickly. I dug out the googly eyes, thought it would be really cute. So this is not an original idea. This is inspired from Pinterest. I did see a photo on Pinterest, so I'm kind of going off of making my own spin on something I saw on Pinterest. But I kind of half cheated because I do have one bottle cap that is red. So we're going to start with that one so we can see if we can't accomplish getting at least something done. I have a paint marker, and it is a black paint marker. So, and I kind of tossed this back and forth, but you could probably do white spots on a ladybug, but most of the time we see them in real life, they're black. So I thought maybe if I could try to use a marker instead of having to paint. We'll see if that works. But I think okay, and I do have a little bit of a picture to reference, but let me see if I can do this and make it look halfway decent. So I am just going to use the paint marker, and I'm kind of marking up where the head would be. And then I know that they have like a black body typically. So let me see if I can get the head painted on this. And then where they might have their wings. And then I'll show you kind of where I'm at. With it. This paint marker isn't the greatest. Try to get it and not stick my finger in the black paint. Okay. So far, for the ladybug. And then I'm thinking I probably need to make some spots. And I'm just kind of making random spots, and I grab a paper towel because this paint marker just did a whole glob. See if I can soak up some of that extra paint sitting there. Okay. There we go. Yeah, got some of that extra paint. It's a little bit of a cockeye. Well, hello, Marianne. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's good to see you. It's kind of a little of a, but I guess nothing's perfect. And as Kathy D. Domenico with Royal Funky Junk would say, it is perfectly imperfect. So let me put some dots or spots for the ladybug. And this is where, now this is just kind of where I'm at so far with the ladybug. And let me put this lid on, and then we will, so what I'm going to do is while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and paint another, hi Sharon, thank you. I got to watch you, but I couldn't listen to everything that you were saying today, because the time that you were on, I was in a meeting, and I pulled up Michelle's right at the end of it because I was, in a a customer meeting that went longer than they were supposed to go. But so I think while I'm letting that one dry, I'm going to paint another one, and I'm going to do yellow. So I'm going to try to make, you've been praying for everyone. Thank you, Marianne. We appreciate that. How are things going on your side? How is your family? I don't get a chance to chat with you much very often anymore because I have missed you on my lives. You're probably so busy with all of your crafting. And so I'm going to go ahead and paint another, this one is just metal. It's just a metal bottle cap. And so I am going to paint those. Now, I do have some bottle caps that I have saved. Yeah, the darn customers. They get in the way of my crafting habit. But so I did have some bottle caps saved, but when I started kind of pulling them together, I didn't feel like I had enough. So, a little confession is I did buy more bottle caps, and they weren't very expensive. I think I got 15 for like $5.99 or something, and I got them on Amazon. I don't have them on my Amazon link yet, but I do have the chat bot, so you can exclamation Amazon so that you get my Amazon list if you want it. And I'm not a just, I don't know, whatever you call it. I'm not a partner with Amazon. I don't get paid for that. I just want to share with you what I use. And after I get done with here, I'll go back and remember to add the bottle caps to my list. I also have exclamation notify, exclamation telegram. If you want the telegram link, then you can get notified in advance. Sometimes Facebook is good about notifying, and sometimes Facebook is not so good at notifying. So if you want telegram, your family is doing well. And yes, you're crafting. You're doing a carnival as well. So you have jars full. Well, here's an idea for you. So this particular color is Anita's all-purpose craft paint, and it's banana yellow. So I don't know. I grabbed my 3 yellow colors because I'm not quite sure. Sometimes they'd look different on the plate. And this one is a very old one, Crafter's Edition acrylic paint, and it is lemon yellow. And so you never know for sure until you see the color on your object whether it's going to be a good color for the bumblebee. So here, let me get the little paint thing stopper out. Okay, so I have 3 colors of yellow, and I'm going to just kind of try a couple different colors to see. what looks right. I don't know. I guess we're just going to try it. I have a couple, so acrylic paint doesn't work. I may have to convert this to, and I don't think I have any right here with me. Acrylic paint doesn't work really good, apparently. Note to self. So it probably needs to be, and I don't think, oh wait, I do. Hold on. I have some chalk paint. Let's try chalk paint, see if it's better. Acrylic paint it leaves streaks and it doesn't want to cover. So let me, where did that, here we go. Let's wipe that off and let's try, I have maize. That's the only yellow I have in chalk paint, but it's the Waverly maize color. So let's see if that works. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to have my, ew, that's nasty. Still have my cough. I'm still trying to get rid of the cough. Pardon me. All right, let's see. This is, I don't think it's going to be the right yellow, but I could use it as a base color, let it dry, and then put the acrylic over the top of it. So let me put a little bit on my paper plate. Yeah, it's more more like a corn color, not necessarily a bee color. So I'll show you. Let's see if it even works. Okay. Yeah, so chalk paint does work a little bit better. It would probably be even better if you had like a zillion colors in spray paint. You could spray paint your bottle caps ahead of time. I, on the other hand, do not, and I'm not, and I'm too cheap to invest in like a zillion colors of spray paint. But if you had yellow in a spray paint, you could probably plan ahead of time, unlike me, moi. And maybe spray them. Okay, so I'm going to hit this with, okay, I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat real quick. Watch your ears. Now remember, you hit them with heat, they're hot because they're metal. So I'm not going to touch it. But I wanted to be able to do like a second coat. I'm going to need a second coat to cover. And then I'll probably do a third coat with a brighter yellow because this color is more like, let's see, is there something that I know of in nature? It's more like a, have you seen kind of the yellow sunflowers? It's kind of that orangish yellow color. Hi, Kathy. Welcome in. I saw you come in on your new page. I just recognized it. So we are in an event today, Creative Crafters Assemble, and the theme is Busy Bees and Lucky Ladybugs. I have to slowly say that because it's a tongue twister. And up after me, so I'm second to the last tonight, and Sarah with the wobbly nickel is after me. Thank you for sprinkling. I appreciate it. Okay, so that looks like it is dried, and that dried pretty quickly because it's not very big. So I'm going to go back in here in my acrylic paint, and I'm going to load up my brush, and I'm going to now paint over the chalk paint, which seems to do the so if you don't have spray paint and you have chalk paint, you could do use your white chalk paint as a primer if you don't have yellow. But it looks like that works. Just a couple coats of chalk paint will cover the metal on the bottle cap. And then you can come back in with your acrylic, give it a coat, and wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, I'm going to heat it one more time, and then I'll show you guys kind of what it ended up looking like. I know you can kind of see it from there, but I know it's a little bit nicer sometimes when you can see them a little bit closer. And I'll show you the ladybugs so far. It doesn't take long for it to dry, I'll be honest. Although you have to wait until they cool down just a little bit to touch them. Okay, so here's the ladybug so far that I've painted. And so what we'll have to do, we'll add some eyes and the antennas that I was talking to you about. And then this, let's see if it's cooled down enough for me to touch it. Yeah. So chalk paint first, and then your acrylic paint. It will give you it will give you the yellow that you want. And the acrylic will actually attach itself to the chalk paint because it doesn't like the metal. That's just the way acrylic behaves. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's see. I guess I kind of need the black because bumblebees have stripes. So let me do some stripes on the bumblebee. See, uh-oh. All right, there we go. My paintbrush had rolled over into the black, but fortunately for me, it didn't touch the black paint. So I think, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of use my marker to create some bumblebee stripes on my bottle caps. And I need to get my paint marker flowing a little bit better. Okay. And then I'll show you guys, because I'm holding it with my fingers now. I guess I could put it back over here on the tape. But maybe invest in some little bit better paint markers if you're going to do this, because these paint markers are very old and cheap. I don't know where I got them. I've had them, and when I was cleaning my craft room, I discovered them. So I thought, well, I probably should use them first before I invest in more paint markers. Okay. They kind of do, fortunately for me, they haven't globbed, but they kind of glob when you go to push the paint down to the tip. All right. Let me try to get the paint to cover. All right. All right, so let me dry that real quick. Okay, I think it looks dry, but you never know. So I'm going to give that a minute, and I'm going to, let's work on the Ladybug. So I have, I have this dual tip glue pen. Another thing that I found when I was cleaning out some stuff, and I don't have any idea where it came from. So I'm sure probably one of the craft stores. But but it has a kind of a applicator tip on it. I don't know if you can see it. And so I think it's small enough to be able to use to maybe glue the eyes on. And so I have this kit of googly eyes. This probably, I think I found at Michael's in the kids section, if that makes sense. There's a section in Michael's that has like all kinds of kids craft stuff. I think I found that there in that section. And so let me see. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of that glue on the back of it. I'm using my tweezers to kind of hold it and put it where I want it. Let's see. Okay, and got a second eye. I'm going to put the glue on it and put it down. Okay. All right. So now I punched these out from the cardstock with this punch. It's like a decorator kind of punch. So you can see kind of, it's got the curly cues and things. And so I'm only going to use part of it, which has kind of that bottom part with it's kind of hard to see, but that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to just kind of glue, I need my tweezers to kind of help me get them placed down. And let's see if I can get the other one. And there is some glue kind of squeezing out. Nope, I'm going to need a little bit of glue. And let's see if I can get those positioned where I need them. Now, the part of the challenge I'm finding also is that glue does not dry very fast. And so, let me see if I can hit it with a little bit of heat to glue it, or to get it dried. We'll hit it with a little bit of heat, and then I can lift it up and show you. And I think maybe I'll put a little white mouth. Okay. So while that is dry, while it's cooling down because it's hot, let me see if I can get the white to work. And give him a little mouth. All right. Okay. So now that he's cooling down, let's see. Ooh. Okay. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So this would be really cute, like ephemera for junk journals. You could use these, or you could like add them to another craft. If you spend the time making these, why not use them for something else? Because so it's kind of a double duty here. You got an opportunity to make something really cute and fun. There you go. Now you can see it a little bit better without the And I thought the googly eyes just made them really extra cute. So we'll set that one down and get our bumblebee. I got another pair of antennas, and I got to put the googly eyes on and the wings. Because on the, thank you, Gia, on the bumblebee, they have wings that you cannot, I mean, I guess you could make it so that they don't have wings on these. I mean, I guess it's up to you. But here's the stripes that I've managed to make, at least successfully. Thank you, Kathy. And then, so I think what I'll do is I need to put the eyes down first, so then I can decide where the other things go. So I'm going to do the same thing here is put maybe not. Put a dab of glue. You got to hold on to it with the tweezers if you're going to hold it with the tweezers. Okay. I'm going to put my eyeballs down so that then that gives me orientation for where I need to put the antennas. And then I can put the wings. Again, this is not my own idea. It is an idea that was inspired by Pinterest. The artist did not identify themselves, so I would love to give credit where credit's due, because this is a super cute idea. Magnets. Aha! There you go. That's the way to think. Magnets. Okay. So here I got the bumblebee with the googly eyes so far. Okay. And now I think what I'm going to do this one different, because I'm going to put a little drop of glue. Because of where the antennas go, I'm just going to put a drop of glue between the eyes and then use that drop of glue to help fasten the antennas. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Okay. Ooh. So there we are so far. Now I've got to do the wings. So what I did was like I said, it's a 5/8 inch punch, and it's a Recollections punch. And I've had this for a while, and so I just punched white hearts out, thinking that's probably going to work okay for wings. Nobody's going to tell me any differently. And so what I did was, and if you can see, I took the tip of the heart, oh, there you go, and I folded it. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll use that edge. Now, I've never made these before, so we're just guessing and seeing if it works. And then, let's see, kind of probably need to, let's see if it'll stick. That's the question. Gotta hold it for just a minute. It's no fun like watching glue dry. Okay. All right, and then let me get the other side. There we go. Let me get the other side with a little bit of glue, hit the wing, and we'll get the wing glued on. Okay. All right. He needs a mouth too. That's just all there is to it. So give me just a second. Let me put him down and I'll put a mouth on him. And if I had magnets, I could make magnets out of these, but I don't have any magnets. I'll have to look for either some online or what, but that's a cute idea. Uh-oh. The wing fell off. Sorry. Hold on, I have to. There we go. There's the little bumblebee. Ooh. Kind of hard to hear. Let me see if I can hold him this way. Just trying not to knock his wings yet. There we go. You can kind of see the little bumblebee. That's a little bumblebee. And the little ladybug. So we can make some more. I need to punch out some more antennas. So I have that punch. I got some wings punched out. I just need to punch out. This is a hard punch. It's called Family Treasures. As you can see, I bought it for $1, probably at like a craft. So we have a big, like, our event center here. They have, big groups come in and they put on like flea markets and, during the summer, like I believe it's in July. In July, they do like a giant craft sale, garage sale type of thing. And it takes up like 3/4 of their parking lot. And so you can imagine it's like crafter's heaven. And so, I've gone there a few times in the past, but man, let me tell you, it's hard on the budget. Thank you, Marianne. Yeah, so it's like I have to set myself, I cannot purchase any more than X number of dollars because you can imagine, when you're doing something like that in a flea market kind of format and it's actually all craft supplies. Yeah. My girlfriend and I used to go together all the time, and there was used to be a couple different Creative Memories. Is that what the group? There's a company, I think it's Creative Memories, and then there's another one close to my heart. Both of them had setups there, and man, that you got like new product for 1/3 of the price because it was like discontinued or whatever. Sorry, I had to kind of like get up and stand up because I have to put that amount of pressure in order to pop out. And you can kind of see it's a real pretty design, and it would be really nice for junk journaling, but it is sure tough. It almost needs, if you could lubricate it somehow, it almost needs like a form of lubrication. But it is, because it's tough. I have to put both of my arms down and pressure on it in order to get it to come my way. All right, so let's see. Let me get my paintbrush a little wet so that I'm going to grab that. I'm going to give one of these other bottle caps a coat of the craft chalk paint so that we can get moving. Now this other bottle cap is like a darker, but I guess it wouldn't hurt. It's like a darker red. And I mean, it wouldn't be as bright, but I could utilize just, I guess you guys can't really tell the difference. Let me see if I can hold them up next to each other. Yeah, they're really close for what you guys can see. but this one is a bit darker. But what I could do is just utilize the red on it. So let's do that. And while that one is drying, I'll just kind of in between give it a couple coats of the chalk paint so that then we can come back with the acrylic paint over the top of it. Man, we only have 3 watchers today. I tried promoting this as much as I could. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of make like what could essentially be the head in kind of like a half moon on the top of the bottle cap. And fill it in with the paint. And then make kind of the division of where the wings would be. There we go. I'm sorry, I'm not looking up and or talking. I was just trying to concentrate. You know how it goes. Okay, so I'm gonna fill this in, and I've got kind of the body / wings separated. Put that on, and then I'm gonna do some just dots. Yeah. That paint marker is leaking. All right. Okay, I'm going to put that back on for a minute. I'm going to hit this with a little bit of heat. Whoops. And I just blew all my little wings and antennas all over the place. Oh, there they are. Okay. All right, let me grab a little bit more chalk paint and go over this puppy so that we can get another yellow. Okay, we'll let that one dry. This one has a couple black bubbles in it. Let me see if I can soak up the extra because it glopped. That's what happens when you have cheap markers. Okay. Let me see. Okay, so here we go. There's that one. And all I did, as you can see, I kind of did the half moon with the head, and then I did kind of like a V for the back, kind of down the back where the wings would separate. Thank you for sprinkling again. I appreciate it, Michelle. And then I just did some dots. Okay, and so I'm going to put that back down on my paint. Let me grab some of that yellow, acrylic yellow now, and I'll go over real quick. I'll go over real quick that chalk paint. So my husband got his new company that had hired him, sent him over to the UK, and he's having some fun adventures over in the UK. It was his first time driving on the left side of the road, and he has some pretty funny experiences that he had shared with me, I had an opportunity to do a Zoom call with him because we don't have international calling on our cell phone plan. And so I had an opportunity to do a Zoom call with him yesterday evening before he went to bed. And there's a 7-hour time difference between here in Mountain Time Zone and over in England. And so it was funny just listening to him tell me the stories of him trying to drive. And so over there in England, if you guys if you've never been over there, the roads are really narrow, except for when you're on what they call, I think they call it something else, but it's our highway or a freeway like we would have where there's multiple lanes. When you get off of that freeway, then they're on just the individual country roads. And the country roads are about half the size of our roads. So if you can imagine going down something that is about half the size, it's the way it's described is almost like it's a 1-lane road, but they fit 2 vehicles on it. And you have to be really careful and staying over toward the edge of the road so that you don't clip mirrors with the other cars. And so, not knowing this, his company, pardon me, the person at the company that made the reservation didn't have any idea. So it's not her fault. But it was quite humorous because, so he got an automatic. Normally they drive manual stick or stick shift over there, or manual transmission. Well, manual transmission, he knows how to drive, but if you add manual transition to trying to drive on the opposite side of the road, it really complicates things. So he said, fortunately for him, they gave him an automatic so that he didn't have to worry about trying to do the stick shift at the same time. But they drive smaller vehicles over there. And the young gal that had made the reservation for him actually reserved him an SUV, which is a larger vehicle than they normally drive over there. So you could imagine that this vehicle takes up practically the entire road. And so he was like, these cars were coming at me. And I'm like, oh, And he says, there's like inches between their mirror and his mirror, and they are very, very, you have to drive the speed limit, because if you don't drive the speed limit, there are like cameras and things like that will send your car a ticket. And which I know we have some of those things in the United States, which he hasn't been speeding by any stretch of the imagination because he can barely drive on the left side of the road. So it's just been hilarious by the stories that he has been telling, and him just learning kind of the different rules of the road. And he said they have something over here which is like a curb that sticks out into the road, and by the way, and this is something he had to learn. And then he also asks somebody about it at the company that he went to go train at. They have these curbs that stick out, and it's like, I don't know, marked red or something, but you stop and then you wait because the oncoming traffic has the right of way. So you wait until the oncoming traffic coming has stopped, that there's no other cars coming, and then you can go, or you can drive around that curb and then proceed on the road. And I don't know if it's just because that's an area of the road that is smaller than the others. I'm not sure, or if it's a way for them to control the speed of the traffic. I'm not sure. But he he was told that he did it right when he kind of had guessed that he had to do it. And then he had said, they had told him that if a police officer had seen him try to dodge it before the oncoming traffic was coming, that he would get a ticket. And that's not what he did, because he stopped and realized that he needed to wait for the oncoming traffic. And then he says that there's arrows on these roads all over the place, and none of them make sense. And he's like, I don't understand the arrows. So it's been humorous to kind of hear some of his stories with what him being in England and dealing with learning kind of to drive on the opposite side of the road. He says he'll have it mastered by yeah, and they have lots of roundabouts. He says just about, what was it? He kind of said about every other block there was about a roundabout, and they do a lot of roundabouts. And they it's like a wind up. It's pretty crazy. He says he'll have the driving mastered by the time he has to leave, which he flies out on Friday to come back home. And I told him that that's about right. Said he'll have an opportunity to kind of get more practice. He'll get an opportunity to get more practice when he goes back, because they told him that he'll have to go back probably 2 more times. So there might be an opportunity for me to be able to go back. To go back with him, and we can stay and do a little sightseeing or something. Uh-oh. My marker did a globby glob, and so now I have to, you'd have to take a bus. Yeah, he was wondering what they were going to do. They do have trains. And he could have caught a train out, but the problem that he could have made it to the hotel, but on a daily basis, he has to go out to the plant, where he is training at, and it is out in the middle of nowhere. And he showed me pictures of nothing but farmland all the way around the plant. Yeah. You wouldn't live there. You're happy where you are in the United States. Thank you, Gia. Yeah. I get that. It's just pretty funny. And my husband is a good storyteller, so he makes some of that stuff just kind of funny, even though it's just natural. It's natural daily life for everybody else. He can take something that's kind of natural and everyday and make it funny because it's happening, it's experience that he has. Okay, let's try at least. I'm waiting for this globby glob paint in 2 different areas. It globby globbed on to my bumblebee. So let's work on the ladybug. We'll get some eyeballs. Get another eyeball. We'll put some eyeballs down. And then, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. As long as I know or have the knowledge ahead of time. Now his trip to England was kind of he hadn't been notified very far enough in advance for me to be able to ask for the time off to be able to go with him. So depending upon when he finds out, so he'll know further in advance next time he has to go. And depending upon when he's going to go, I might be able to go with him. And then we can do a little bit of traveling, sightseeing and things afterwards. We'll have to see how that goes. Okay. Here is the ladybug. Now I don't have a mouth on, oops, here. Let me try to hold it. I didn't put a mouth on this one yet. Just because there's glue where the eyeballs are. So once that dries, I can put a mouth kind of down where the ladybug is. And let's see if we can't try to finish the bumblebee real quick. We got a couple minutes. Do I have any prayer requests? How are things going with your husband, Marianne? How are you doing? Do you need any prayer requests? I'm going to try to use my sorry about that. I know it's kind of annoying and I apologize. It's annoying for me and I have the cough. It will not go away. I do not know why. Okay, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a little dib-dab of glue down. I'm going to stick these little antennas in. And we have 5 minutes. Let me see if I can get this to stick in here, and maybe I can get the wings on real quick so we can get the second bumblebee done. And stay tuned. Yes, up after me is Sarah with the wobbly nickel, and Sarah will finish up our lineup today. Okay. I'm going to have to hold her up so I can stick the wings on. Okay. And I need to grab another heart and fold over the edge. Now I am just using white cardstock, so it's a little bit thicker than like paper or scrap paper. I'm using cardstock so that it holds its fold. Okay. There is the other bumblebee. Okay. And let me see if I can get a mouth on the ladybug and a mouth on the little bumblebee, and we have 3 minutes left. No prayer requests? Okay. What we'll do is we'll just wish a blessing over everybody. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I just put, oh, doggone it, when I try to do that, I put a little teeny tiny mouth on, just gives them a little personality. And then I added a white mouth onto the black. You can kind of see where the mouth is on the ladybug. All right. If you would bow your heads with me real quick, we'll say a quick blessing over everyone. Dear Lord, I I give this time to you. I just ask that you bless everyone who has popped on to watch and has also stayed with me. We just ask that you bless them, you bless their households, and you bless their family members, Lord. And we just ask that you take this time that we have as an opportunity to be able to minister to each of us and show us your love. And all of this we ask in your name we pray. Amen. I know, I have 2 minutes left. That was a quick prayer. But I'll share these again, or I'll show these again. I have a little, let me do this one first because the wings are still a little sensitive. So I have the bumblebee and the ladybug, and they're made out of bottle caps. Just spare bottle caps. I have some with labels. I have some with no label. And I made some bumblebees and some ladybugs. And so go ahead and take a minute to go out to your Creative Crafters Assemble, refresh your page, and join Sarah with the Wobbly Nickel. I thank you guys. I appreciate you, and have a wonderful day. God bless.